On this week's Top 10, we're going to give you the top 10 contractors that we have used in our homes to get things done. So if you want to know where to start, we're going to give you the names of our contractors, and we're going to give you the phone numbers and contact information to get a hold of them so you can get started doing whatever it is you need to get done and whatever your priorities are. So with that being said, let's get on with the video. Judy, we're going to start with you. Give us your top 10 contractors that you used along with the contact info.
Okay, Stipes Gutters. The telephone number is 352-390-7744.
Tell us why you like Stipes Gutters.
Well, they came out to my house and he told me I didn't need gutters all the way around my house and I only needed it partially around.
So honesty.
Yeah, he was honest. You know, I was expecting he was just going to put them up all around the house. I may need to add some more, but you know, it's a start. So, yeah, and he didn't try to upsell me on. He didn't try to upsell me on 6-inch gutters, so he would have to redo the ones around the front of the house.
Have you tested it yet? Did it rain enough for you to see if it was working?
Yeah, and where the gutters are, it's fine. But there may be a few more places that I need to add them, but, you know, I'll see on the next rain. But I mainly was looking at where the gutters were, and it stopped the water from running in those places.
Yeah, we've always liked Stipes. They're good people.
Yeah, he's been very nice.
Like I said, they do more than just gutters. But he's always done us a good job.
So you didn't have gutters on yours. And Sue, did you guys have gutters on yours? When you bought the house?
Just in a couple places, like over the door, you know, just in strategic places. They didn't put them all the way around. And we had them put all the way around because, you know, we're up north and up north we do that.
Okay, you ready for my next thing?
I didn't even hear your first thing.
Okay, the other one is no pressure wash. And that was somebody that you referred, Skip. I use them, and probably Stipes too, but they pressure wash my house 2 times a year, and it has made a big difference. I think
it does. It does.
Gets all the bugs and stuff off.
Jose, give us your top 2 contractors.
All right. My first contractor is gonna be the guy that fixed our sprinkler system's nightmare about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I woke up with a broken pipe on the valve system, and we couldn't shut off the whole thing. We had to shut off the entire home because we couldn't find the actual valve for that on a Sunday. Let's start with that part. And a friend of mine gave me a phone number. The guy just came, showed up like an hour later, and in a few hours, he fixed the whole thing. And the most important part was, like, Judy's contractor, he was very honest. I was needed. I think the price was reasonable considering it was a Sunday, which usually that means it's a little bit more expensive than a normal weekday. His name is Anthony Butts, and that's the funny part, Butts. And his company is Anthony Irrigation Systems. His phone number is 352-454-7990. And I couldn't be any more happier with this guy. I'm so glad to find people like that because usually that's not the case around here. 7 out of 10 are people trying to take advantage of, I want to say, elderly people here, and they don't know better, and they sign up and pony up a lot of money, and that's so sad. But this guy is the real deal.
He works on Sundays.
Oh, he works any day. As I remember, he only has like a $55 charge for the visit and whatever parts. And in parts, I'm talking like $10 here, $20 here. I ended up replacing all other stuff. Like my system is old. So I told him, okay, let's fix the whole thing. And eventually the second week, another pipe broke. I put my car on top of the grass. I think that was too heavy. And he came. I mean, half an hour later, boom, pipe fixed. And then he ended up doing my neighbors, my back neighbor and my next door neighbor. Like, he was so good in performance and price that both neighbors said, I need help. And he ended up doing all of them.
Yeah.
So,
Does he do it all over the villages, or does he just do it in the northern part?
Yeah, he lives very close by here on 441 near Del Webb, but he goes everywhere. He used to do a lot of the country club. He works for a company. I can't remember the name. I think it's Jupiter. I can't remember the name now. Or my second contractor. His name is Charles. I don't know his last name, but the company is called Summerfield Roofing. So a few weeks back, I found a huge leak on where the golf cart is in the garage port. So what happened was we called first the company that worked on my next neighbor house. They came, but my house has shingles and aluminum roof, like 2 sections. And none of the companies that came for the shingle side didn't want to touch the aluminum side. And the big problem is on the aluminum side. Now both recommended a company. I don't know if I want to say the name here because the experience was so bad. The company came supposed to be the best experts in aluminum roof. The guy didn't have a ladder, never go on top of the roof, just look from the bottom and say, oh, this roof needs to be replaced entirely. 1,000 square feet of aluminum roof, he quoted $55,000.
Oh my
God. He was sitting on my table. I didn't punch him in the freaking face because he's not older than me. If he was in Puerto Rico, he'd still be dead. Like Puerto Rico,
he didn't want to do it.
They cut his head off, like period.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it.
I'm going.
I was going to say, that sounds like that. I'll do it, but I really don't want to price.
Yeah. I told him, $55,000, I can put a new roof on the entire home, take 3 cruises, and still have money in the fucking bank. So I tell, forget it. Leave my house. And then, but the funny part is, a friend of mine told me, go on the Daily Sun, on the newspaper, on the last page. This guy always advertised in those little ads, and he only does repairs. So I went the next day, went on the last page. Here's the ad, charge from Summerfield Roofing, and he says repairs only. That guy came, immediately went on the roof, immediately went on the metal roof like they were cats, like they knew where to step on and to do. And you can tell, okay, I'm dealing with somebody that knows one thing or two. Yeah. And actually, tomorrow they're coming over to get going in one section. And they were so honest. I already researched a lot of YouTube videos, of course, and everything matched. The price was great. And they said, not only I'm going to take care of your aluminum side, I'm going to take care of your shingle side. You need to replace one of the skylights. It's cracked. We put a new one. And by the way, we're going to power wash or whatever they do, both roofs, because they need those shingles, sometimes it's better to wash them. They're very dark. And he told me, you don't need a new roof on either side. Those roofs are in great condition. So again, that's a very comforting thing to find somebody that's honest. And you can tell, you can tell they know their stuff, And so their number is 352-427-3006, Summerfield Roofing. And you can find them on pretty much on the last page on the Daily Sun. It's always there. That was awesome.
Cool.
Linda.
Yes, sir. 2 contractors, right? I know. I had a hard time deciding which 2 I would mention. I've got a lot that I like, actually, but I was trying to do things that other people wouldn't necessarily suggest. One is a big company, but I'm really, really happy with them, so I'll mention that one. And that's M&S Air Conditioning. And that's the company that did the air conditioning for our enclosed lanai. What was interesting is the gentleman that came to talk to us about it apparently had worked with, so let me back up. So the Mitsubishi split is what we put in for air conditioning. And we chose the Mitsubishi split that's actually recessed in the roof rather than the one that's on the wall. I never liked the ones that's on the wall. It always looked like an afterthought. So when we were talking to this gentleman, he mentioned the one that would recess into the ceiling. And what he told us is that M&S, and he in particular, actually worked with Mitsubishi to design the one that goes into the ceiling. So he was familiar with the houses here in the villages, and he knew the regular Mitsubishi split, but he worked with them to actually design the one that's recessed in our ceiling. And we absolutely love it. In fact, it's on right now. It works great. It's very quiet. You don't even know that it's there. I have a remote control for it to turn it on and off. And what it does is make the entire lanai part of the house. So my house itself isn't very big, but I have a nice sized lanai. And with that air conditioning and the enclosure we did, the house feels much better and it lives much better. So we were real happy with M&S Air Conditioning. So M&S Air Conditioning, the contact information for them is 352-314-5004, and they're located in Leesburg. My number two is the Home Watch. Now, we've been here since November, and so we haven't had to use the Home Watch. But before, when we were going back and forth more often, we went through a couple of different Home Watches, and the one that we've now had for a couple of years is Relax Home Watch and Lawn Care. And it's Karen and Eric. And we really trust them. They've been wonderful for us. They keep an eye on everything. They go through the house and they make sure that they flush the toilets, they run the water, they make sure that the air conditioner is working like it should. We normally, if we're not here in the summertime, I guess almost all the time, we set it at 80 degrees. So the moisture stays low and we don't have to worry about mold and things of that nature. And so they'll make sure that that's the case. They make sure that there's no broken windows or anything of that nature. And they actually expanded. Before it was just the Home Watch, and they've expanded to some miscellaneous lawn care, because one of the things that they found is that it's hard in the villages to get people to do the detail work in your lawn. You know, you can get somebody to cut the grass. They come here and they cut the grass and they do the mow and blow thing where they just take their vacuum and suck stuff up or blow stuff away. But if you have weeds, for example, they won't pull the weeds for you. So they'll cut the grass, but you get weeds in your flower bed and there's nobody that'll do that. So as a sort of a side gig, they've added that to their Home Watch service. So you can get them to do that for you as well. And Eric actually was a guest, Skip, on your show once. Eric is actually the chief of police, I think.
I remember those guys.
Yeah, in one of the places, Fruitland Park. And so obviously he's a very trustworthy gentleman as well. So yeah, I would highly recommend them. Relax Home Watch and Lawn Care, Karen and Eric, and their phone number is area code 608-289-9564. Relax Home Watch and Lawn Care.
Give me two of your top 10 contractors.
Okay. My main one is Roberto's. They've done the floors in our other house, and they've done the floors in this house. They did the backsplash in my kitchen. They're just wonderful to work with. It's a family business, and so they are very, very trustworthy. They're conscientious about their work. They check and recheck. Like I said, after the guys get done, then somebody in the upper echelon comes by and takes a look at it, makes sure they've done it right. And I really, really like that. They've always done us a good job. And like I said, we've referred them to, other people to them for a million times.
I met one of the owners a few days ago. They quoted our floor, and they are in the top two running candidates.
Well, they're not the cheapest around, that's for sure. But like I said, they always do very good work, and I said they're very conscientious about their work. I said they come by and check themselves sometimes, and I just was so surprised by that the first time they did it. Like I said, because they fixed a piece of woodworking. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they fixed a piece, and when they come and did the check, the guy said made them repaint it. And I didn't even see the problem with it, but they did. So I was very happy with their work. Yes, they're very good. And they've got two stores. I don't know. I think maybe they're putting one down in Magnolia.
They have one in Magnolia.
Okay.
Yeah, when I met the owner, Rafael is one of the owners. I met him at Lowe's actually 2 days ago. We talked about that store because the guy from Colony is the guy that came over here to do the quote. Our job is 1,600 square feet. It's it's the whole house plus. So we almost sure they're about to be higher, but we are not sure yet.
Well, the contact number for Roberto's Flooring is 352-748-9663 or 352-633-1137. And it says our goal is 100% customer satisfaction, and I always have been 100% satisfied. My number two is custom windows. They enclosed our lanai. Very nice people to work with, and their workman was very good. Actually, we run into the workman at your house, Linda. Same people. Done a great job, cleaned up after themselves. They had all the certificates and everything that you have to get for that kind of thing. And but yeah, Custom Windows did a great job, and they're good people to work with. And their contact number is 352-787-9797, or they've got a 1-800 number. That's 1-800-881-1537, and they serve Lake Marion and Sumter counties.
I think so.
Your turn.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I have to pick two, one I'm going to pick is Romaldo's. His name of his business is B&D Concrete Creations LLC. His name's Romaldo Mayur. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Well, anyway, I would recommend B&D if you want your driveway painted or you want your garage floor epoxied. There's 101 companies here that do the same thing. I mean, this is a guy we used. I've used him twice in 2 houses. He's done my driveway. He's done my patio. He's done my back porch. He's done my lanai floor. 1,000 different creations, or he'll custom create whatever you want. He'll literally take a pencil and draw it out, and he'll do whatever you want to do. And his prices are fair. Is he the cheapest in town? I've never said that about any of our stuff. We just tell you who we've used and we've been satisfied with. And if I bought a house tomorrow, I'd probably use Romaldo again tomorrow to do something. Somebody's asked me several times who epoxied my garage floor. I wouldn't recommend that guy. He did a terrible job, and I'm not recommending him to anybody. But Romaldo, I think, does epoxy garage floors now.
Yep, he does. Linda? Yep, he does.
I would probably try Romaldo next time. I've never used him on an epoxy garage floor, but I probably would try it.
It looks beautiful. It's perfect. The other thing, Skip, remember, is he brings you a book. He brings you a book with different designs and stuff in it, so you can pick out from there whatever it is that you want.
How thick is that book, Linda?
It's like the phone book. Like
oh my God! Trying to pick out a design in there, you just scratch your head. And my number 2 would have to be Brad Novak at Nova Filters.
Another good one.
Yeah, a household filter. I've used him, and we've had a lot of friends that's used him. I think Linda used him. I think Jose's used him. Is it the best filtering system around? I can't say that. Yeah, but we've used him. He's very nice. Him and his father both. They know what they're doing. And they'll sit down and talk with you, and they'll work it out. And it's not one of them $5,000 household filter systems that if you buy a new house there, somebody's going to try to sell you one of them. I think his total system is around $600 or $700 now for the household filtering system.
Below 700 with tax. It's 645 plus tax.
It was 600. Yeah. But Bob Novak gave everybody in Chitty Chatty a discount because
did he?
Yeah, he has a house in Chitty Chatty down.
I know he lived in Florida or in Villages, but I didn't know exactly where.
Well, that's where he lives.
Concrete Creations phone number is 352-455-9614. Ask for Romaldo. And then Nova Filters name is Brad Novak. And their phone number is 352-566-2649. But I'd recommend either one of them two. You'll be fine. There you go, folks. Top 10 contractors we've used to work around our homes here in the Villages. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps. And if it does, let us know. Leave a comment below. Subscribe. Watch other videos. There's more top 10s to come in the future, and I think you'll enjoy each and every one of them. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Give us that thumbs up. I'll see you all on the other side.